You are standing inside the burial chamber of Thutmose III, more than 3,400 years ago. The walls do not look like polished temple art. They look like a working document. Thin black figures, red corrections, 12 crowded sections running around an oval room like an enormous scroll. This is not a map of where your soul goes to be judged. It is a timetable for a dead sun. At sunset, Ra has lost the body you saw crossing the sky. For the next 12 hours, he must travel through a world without ordinary light, enter the corpse of another god, survive the creature that wants time itself to stop, and somehow emerge young again. The Egyptians called this hidden itinerary the Amduat, the Book of the Hidden Chamber. Its strangest claim is also its central mechanism. The sun can only be reborn after it reaches the deepest place of death. The earliest complete version known today covers the burial chamber of Thutmose III, who died around 1425 BCE. It is arranged in 3 horizontal registers, with the solar boat almost always moving through the middle. Egyptologist Eric Hornung called it the first completely illustrated book because its pictures and captions form one system. Unfinished royal tombs even preserve the order of work, scenes laid out before the accompanying text was added. This was not decoration chosen to make a dark room less empty. The opening insists on knowledge, knowing the names, regions, gates, beings, and actions of the night equips the king to move with the sun. The wall is simultaneously story, map, clock, and operating manual. Hour 1 begins at the western horizon, but it is not fully inside the underworld yet. Baboons call out as the old sun crosses the threshold. Ra is shown not as the bright disk of noon, but as a ram-headed figure, a visual pun on the Egyptian word ba, the mobile power of a person after death. He can travel, speak, and give orders, but his daylight body has been left behind. The boat carries a compact crew, Je, perception, Hu, authoritative speech, and Heka, magic, among other divine powers. The Egyptians did not send their sun into darkness alone. They sent the faculties required to understand a hostile world and make commands inside it. In Hour 2, the boat enters Wernes, a fertile region crossed by water. The dead stand along the banks and receive a brief eruption of life when Ra passes. His light does not remain with them. It wakes them, feeds them, lets them speak, and then moves on. That pattern repeats through the Amduat. Death is not drawn as one silent, uniform country. It is a network of districts whose inhabitants have jobs, names, food, fields, punishments, and a limited moment of animation. The sun is not simply a passenger. His arrival switches each district on. Hour 3 continues across the waters of Osiris. Other boats appear, stocked with grain and divine figures. Here the night already feels less like an empty cave and more like an economy. The blessed dead are provisioned because cosmic renewal is material. Boats need crews, bodies need food, fields need water, and names need to be spoken. The text catalogs these things with the patience of an inventory. That is part of what makes the Amduat feel so unusual. Its monsters are famous, but much of the book is administration. Eternity still has logistics. Then the river disappears. In Hour 4, the solar boat reaches Rosetau, the desert land of Sokar, and ordinary navigation fails. The path becomes a steep zigzag cut by doors and guarded by serpents. The boat itself is transformed and hauled across sand. No current can carry it. No open sky shows the way. In the drawings, the route bends so sharply that the page seems to break. This is the first major descent. The night is not only getting darker, the rules that worked in the earlier hours are being stripped away. Hour 5 takes the boat into the cavern of Sokar, a funerary form closely bound to Osiris. At the center is an oval chamber buried within the earth, guarded by the double lion Acre. A winged, many-headed serpent surrounds Sokar inside. The sun does not enter that sealed chamber directly, yet his passage activates it. Above, a scarab already hints at what will happen later. Below, fire and punishment occupy the dangerous edge of the scene. Mariano Bonanno, writing in Aula Orientalis in 2014, described this cavern as a turning point in the relationship between Ra and Osiris. The solar power has reached the deepest architecture of the tomb, where regeneration can begin. At hour 6 midnight, the story reaches its center and delivers the idea the entire map has been building toward. Ra finds his own corpse in the form of Osiris. The mobile Ba of the sun unites with the inert body of the dead king. For one moment, Ra and Osiris are not rivals or separate rulers. Motion joins stillness, cyclical time joins permanent time, and each god supplies what the other lacks. Osiris receives light and animation. Ra receives a body from inside death. The sun is not revived by avoiding the corpse. He is revived by entering it. That union is the Amduat's real engine. Sunrise has not happened, and the boat still faces 6 hours of danger, but renewal has started invisibly at the point farthest from the visible sky. The 6th-hour image includes a scarab over the sun god's body, the morning form Khepri present as potential before dawn. To an Egyptian viewer, this could also describe the king in the tomb. His Ba must reunite with his preserved body just as Ra reunites with Osiris. Mummification from the previous episode was not the finish line. It kept the physical anchor ready for this exact operation. Renewal immediately attracts an enemy. In hour 7, the giant serpent Apep lies across a sandbank and tries to strand the solar boat. His goal is larger than killing one god. If the boat stops, dawn does not arrive and ordered time fails to continue. The response is strikingly coordinated. Isis uses speech and magic from the prow. The eldest magician stands with her. The scorpion goddess circuit binds the serpent with ropes while knives pin its body down. Apep is not defeated once for all eternity. The scene has to work again the next night because chaos is not removed from the universe. It is restrained repeatedly. This is why the popular image of Ra fighting a snake by himself misses the machinery of the book. The sun survives through a crew, through names, and through procedures performed at the correct hour. Even divine power is distributed. Perception identifies the threat, authoritative speech controls it, magic immobilizes it, and physical force finishes the restraint. The Amduat imagines cosmic order less as one heroic blow than as a system that must be operated without interruption. Hours 8 and 9 show that system returning to motion. Enclosed regions open one after another. Deities are clothed and supplied. In the 9th hour, 12 oarsmen join the work of pulling the rejuvenating sun toward the east. The number 12 keeps echoing through the composition. 12 hours, groups of 12 gods, 12 goddesses, 12 rowers. These are not 60-minute clock hours in the modern sense. Egyptian night was divided into 12 seasonal hours, so an hour grew longer in winter and shorter in summer. The map stretches with the darkness it measures. Hour 10 turns toward bodies that seemed lost beyond recovery. Figures associated with the drowned are shown receiving care from Horus rather than being abandoned. Other guardians carry weapons around the solar god. The revived sun now transmits revival outward. The logic that began in hour 2 has intensified. Ra's light gives the dead a temporary voice, but after the midnight union, it also carries the force of regeneration. The journey is not merely Ra escaping the underworld. His passage reorganizes what he touches. In hour 11, preparation for birth becomes violent and precise. Enemies of Osiris are punished, while goddesses carry the growing sun forward. A huge serpent associated with time is present as the old night is converted into the next day. The Amduat does not soften the destruction on these walls. Order is maintained by separating those who can join renewal from forces represented as permanently hostile to it. That is a theological claim, not a report of one consistent Egyptian afterlife. Other books, periods, and tombs rearrange the landscape. and the Amduat itself later moved from royal walls onto papyri and coffins for private people. That change matters. A papyrus now in the Metropolitan Museum, made around 1000 to 945 BCE for a woman named Jedmuteseng, was found rolled between the legs of her mummy. It preserves the 11th and 12th hours, precisely the part where danger turns into rebirth. Centuries after the Amduat had been designed for New Kingdom kings, a private individual could travel with the same solar process. The hidden royal timetable had become portable. Hour 12 contains the most astonishing machine in the entire book. The solar boat enters the tail of a gigantic serpent called Life of the Gods. The crew moves through its body in reverse orientation and emerges from its mouth transformed. At the far end, Ra is no longer the ram-headed old sun of the West. He appears as Khepri, the scarab of mourning. The Museo Egizio in Turin preserves a complete papyrus version of this hour. The serpent is the channel of rejuvenation, and the beetle at the edge is the sun's reborn form. Then Shu, god of air, lifts the new sun toward the visible world. Osiris remains behind in the underworld. That separation is essential. Ra cannot carry the corpse into mourning, and Osiris cannot become the moving sun. Their midnight union makes renewal possible, but dawn requires them to divide again. One god rises. One god stays with the dead. The system works because contact is temporary. Now return to the oval burial chamber where you began. Those thin black figures are no longer a strange comic strip wrapped around a stone room. They are a night watch, hour by hour, preserving the sequence that keeps mourning possible. Sunset is not the sun being extinguished. It is the first step in a controlled descent, across water, over sand, into the cavern, through the corpse, past the serpent, and out through another serpent's mouth. In the Amduat, the darkest hour is not a metaphor pasted onto the story. It is the exact location where rebirth begins. Next time, the sun god will make a decision more dangerous than entering the underworld. In the Book of the Heavenly Cow, Ra sends his own eye to punish humanity, and the goddess he creates becomes so violent that even her creator cannot make her stop. The solution will turn an entire landscape red.